Here are 5 tips in 10 minutes or a little bit more. Let's see how much will I ramble. But here are 5 tips on how you can get to your first 100 sales on Etsy. I will include some important screenshots from my own Etsy shop, and I will tell you about my journey of how I went from 100 listings to the thousands that I now get each year. Or even if you're not looking for your first 100 sales, but your first sale or your first 10 sales, these tips can be applied to your shop as well. At the beginning, when you are starting out, and I remember when I started out, I didn't know exactly what I have to do and what should I do to make my shop look better and convert better. The average conversion rate for a typical Etsy shop is around 2%. One of my shops hovers around 3.5%, so I think that I do something right because I get the above the average conversion rate. I know that at the beginning everything is very hard, and it is a struggle to get your first 100 sales or even your first 10 sales in your Etsy shop. You might feel overwhelmed because you don't know where to start. And that's where I come in. In this video, I'm going to tell you the 5 steps that you need to take to get to your first 100 sales. And as a step 0, if you have the opportunity, I didn't have it back in 2017 when I started. As a step 0, you can consider creating a list with a few friends and family members who are willing to purchase your products. Of course, you would price your products for these people at break-even point. The purpose of this step is not to make you money, but to establish your shop. When I started out, back in the days, I didn't have this option, and as a fact, I haven't told any of my family members about my digital products shop and the digital product business that I was building. I think my husband found out a few months in as well. For the first few months, I kept it a secret. But if you have the opportunity and if you have the chance, ask 5 to 10 family members and friends to purchase your product at break-even point. This would be the price of the actual item and the Etsy fees. If you are selling digital products, of course, this would be a very symbolic price, and the main reason that we are doing this is to get the ball rolling with the reviews. So this is the step 0. I will talk about this further down the road, but first I would like to show you how my order numbers evolved throughout the year. As you can see here, I set the time period to all time, and here you can see that I opened this Etsy shop in 2017. And in the whole year I had 88 orders. And I was really impressed by myself because I was able to get almost 100 sales in my first year. I started this shop, I believe, around May, June, July, something like that, I'm not sure exactly, or maybe even later. But in my first year, well, not a full year, but the first calendar year of 2017, I was able to bring in 88 orders. And by the time 2018 came around, I was able to bring in a full year, 1,260 sales. I was really happy about this because I saw a quick growth in my Etsy digital products business, and this gave me the courage to quit my full-time job the year after that. And as I mentioned, in these orders there are none from family members or friends because they didn't know about this business. In 2019 I had more than 4,000 orders. Let's do a quick calculation of exactly how many orders I got on average in each month in 2019. Almost 350 orders each month in 2019. As an average, I think that is really awesome. Just from digital products, I didn't have to go to the post office to put on packages and things like that. I just created more and more products. And this is the point where I quit my 9-to-5. I think it was early in the year, around February or March or something like that. But I quit my 9-to-5 job in 2019. In 2020, I had 7,300 orders. I'm just rounding the numbers quickly. And in 2021, 8,700. And in 2022 I had again 8,600 orders. So it is possible to get multiple thousand orders each year on Etsy only with digital products. I am the living proof for that. And now I'm going to give you 5 tips to get to your first 100 sales. So if you are 2017 or 2018 me, this is what I would do at the beginning. This doesn't mean that I did it back in 2017 and 2018, but if I would start a digital products business right now and I wanted to get to my first 100 listings, these are the steps that I would take. The first thing that you have to do is to make your shop pretty. And by this I mean to create a very cohesive branding image or branding materials for yourself. You can create this very easily with Canva. You can do it with the free option as well. You do not need Canva Pro to create these elements. What you have to create, and that have to be very pretty and visually appealing, is your cover image or your Etsy shop banner, your shop icon, and of course all of your listing images should be very cohesive as well. And when you scroll down after all of the listings and after all of the reviews, there is another section that has the update, the about you and about your shop's information, and after that comes a frequently asked questions section. All of these need to be filled out and optimized with your main keywords. Of course, they have to be visually very appealing and very cohesive. If you're not very design savvy, then you can just work off of the templates that Canva has. Those were created by designers, and those will work really well when it comes to setting up your Etsy shop as a very pretty shop. Just think of yourself when you are shopping online or in real life. Which business would you shop at? The one that has very cohesive branding, really good images, really good displays, or the one that is very sloppy, mismatchy, and things are all over the place? Just by starting with my shopping behavior, I think that I would gravitate towards the more organized, the prettiest, and the visually appealing shop. And pretty here is very subjective, that's why I like to use the term visually appealing. The next thing that I would do is to create a collection. And if you haven't seen my video of how to turn one product into 24 listings, I highly recommend you watch that video, because it explains the strategy step by step of how to create less products but more listings. And it also breaks down what should you have in your collection. And by creating a collection, your items all are intertwined and they are all linked within Etsy, at least through the keywords and the images. And this way your shop will be visually appealing, the first tip that I mentioned. And also Etsy will see the tags and keywords that you're using across all of your listings, and it will give your shop more of a boost for those keywords, because you have at least 24 items using the same keywords. If not the same, then similar keywords, and at least 2 or 3 keywords should be the same, because they all together create one big cohesive product. So check out that video to learn how to create a complete collection with just one product. And of course, if you created that one master product that I talk about in the video that I mentioned, you can duplicate that product to fit different styles. For example, if you have it in neutral tones, you can do a dark theme to it, or you can create one special design for students or teachers and things like that. If you already have that one core master product, then you can create even more and more collections and more listings in your shop that will drive even more traffic for those keywords that you are using in those listings. But at the end, let's be real, the more listings you have in your shop, the higher are your chances of showing up in the Etsy results. And by this I mean, the more optimized listings you have, then the better. Not just randomly thrown in for the sake of quantity. And this brings us to the third step. Create as many listings as possible and use the collections to expand. Just what I mentioned a few seconds ago. And then after a few weeks, analyze which of your listings are performing really well and maybe sold a few times. I will show you a settings trick in Etsy that will show you the stats for each listing for the last 30 days. So if here on the right hand side of the screen you turn this little button on, it will show you more detailed stats for each listing. And here I'm showing you a row of different products from my shop. They are from one category, but they are not part of one collection, but they are some different products. That this first one, in the last 30 days, 88 visits and 5 favorites, so it is a really hot product in Etsy's eyes, but the others had some really good visits as well. These items are not as old, maybe they are a couple months old. Based on this information, when you see that something hasn't sold, you can choose to deactivate it or you can choose to revamp it. So just analyze these numbers, take a look at them after 30 days, 60 days, and analyze the previous 30 days and make a decision on if you would like to change the titles, the description, maybe of the few of the keywords or the images. Now we have come to the tip where tip 0 comes in handy. Tip number 4, it would be to display your reviews within your listing images. You can create a pretty collage with a few of your raving reviews and then add that as social proof to your listing images. Of course, people will be able to see your overall reviews when they scroll down, but if you add that extra proof of social proof, then it gives you extra credibility and trust in you that and trust in you and your products that they will work really well. And of course, the more 5-star reviews you can get, the better. Try to resolve clients' problems if they have some. In my opinion, in 90% of the cases, it pays out to help your clients if they have any problems, and reach out if you get a review of 3 or less stars and ask them what their problem is before reporting that review. And if you can resolve their problem, ask them at the end to consider changing their review. And my 5th tip is also related to tip number 0, but not at the same time. At the beginning, for a few weeks, let's say, try to list your items at a break-even point or a little bit above, maybe a few dollars above break-even point. This is again good to signal Etsy that your items are in demand. And after a few weeks, raise your prices after you have the social proof, after you have the reviews, after you have all those good things. Raise your prices to market price. And also rotate sales in your Etsy shop. With the products that you see are performing really well, what you can do is to increase the price by a certain percentage or by a certain dollar amount, and then create a sale for the same percentage amount. Because people love deals, and if they see a deal on a product that has lots of 5-star reviews, they will be more inclined to add them to their cart and to check out. What you can also do is to create scarcity with short-term sales for 2 or 3 day sales. That way people will be more inclined to purchase right away because of that scarcity that I just mentioned. When you see a sale going away in 1 or 2 days, you will be more inclined to get that item at the discounted price. So those are my tips to get to your first 100 sales, or to your first 1000 sales, or to your first 10,000 sales on Etsy with digital, physical or print-on-demand product. Let me know in the comments down below which of these tips will you implement. I wanted to make this again very actionable. I wanted to include things that you can implement right away in your Etsy shop. So let me know in the comments what will be the thing that you will implement. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you will never miss another video in which I talk about digital products, making money online, making money on Etsy and things like that. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!